Hello again. Only a few years ago, the word English evoked pride and a sense of belonging in the country. Today, it's viewed by many people with suspicion. Those who celebrate their English identity are suspected by many of being only a few steps away from neo-Nazis or fascists. The very sight of the English flag, or even the Union Jack, is enough to raise the hackles of progressive people. The word Saxon is seen as even more alarming, and because of this, there are widespread attempts, not only by the BBC, but even in academia, to stop using the expression Anglo-Saxon. The hope is to replace it eventually with early medieval. Otherwise, people might be tempted to start thinking of themselves as Anglo-Saxons rather than British or American. Where would that end? Of course, we in England used to take pride in our Saxon heritage. The story of how King Alfred the Great was on the run from the Vikings and sheltered in a peasant's home was once known to every schoolchild. The wife asked him to watch some cakes being baked and see they didn't burn, but he was too preoccupied with thoughts of regaining the kingdom for the Saxons, and he forgot about the cakes and was then scolded by the peasant's wife. You can see this incident in the thumbnail to this video. You would be hard-pressed today to find a child in the kingdom who had even heard of King Alfred, much less the story of how he burned the cakes. This is because our Saxon heritage has become embarrassing for those who wish to promote England as a multicultural nation rather than an Anglo-Saxon one. You see, until the 1960s, England was universally regarded as an Anglo-Saxon nation, with a fair proportion of Celts, such as the Irish, Welsh, and Scottish, along with a tiny number of immigrants from the rest of the world. This has now changed, and the idea that we are all expected to embrace is that England is a global country in which all ethnicities and nationalities dwell happily together, with no one of them being any more important than any of the others. According to this narrative, the idea of England as an Anglo-Saxon nation is as outdated and frankly racist as the old concept of an ethno-state. Germany was keen on this idea in the 1930s, and just look how that ended up. In this way, it is hinted that English nationalism, the idea of an Anglo-Saxon foundation as the hallmark of the country, is likely to lead us down a slippery slope which is as bad as that which engulfed Nazi Germany. I need hardly say that I do not subscribe to this view. I will note that none of this is ever spoken of explicitly out loud. It is, as you might say, the hidden agenda which underpins not only our educational system in England, but also the overall policy operating here relating to government, the judicial system, and every public body in the land. It is why nobody in authority is really in the slightest bit interested in stopping the small boats or curbing the number of legal immigrants to this country. England is no longer an Anglo-Saxon nation.